What's up, guys? LQ here with the LQ Review. Thank you so much for joining me here at my YouTube channel. This is where I talk about all the geeky, nerdy stuff that I love to talk about. Movies, video games, comic books, and TV shows. And right now, I'm going to give you guys my quick review of Descendents 4, The Rise of Red. All right, so I do have a daughter who's in that perfect age range for the Descendents movies. So I've watched all of them. And I've always said about the Descendents films that there's a lot worse stuff that I could be forced to watch than these movies. And that's probably why I reviewed Descendants 3, The Royal Wedding, and now I'm reviewing Descendants 4. That's probably why I've reviewed them, because I just kind of want to let dads know that there's worse things to watch. Am I going to ever sit down and watch a Descendants movie by myself without my daughter? Probably not. But there's worse things to watch. and I gotta tell you, Descendants 4, as an experience with my daughter, sitting there, watching this movie, watching the songs, watching the building of the lore, kind of a soft reboot of the first 3 movies, 4 if you count the Royal Wedding, it was a good time. I really liked the introduction of our new protagonist, Red, and I liked that they opened up a new world from Disney mythology, Wonderland, right? So she comes from Wonderland, and they use some of the lore from Wonderland to establish who this character of Red is. She quickly teams up with Cinderella's daughter, and I forget her name, but she quickly teams up with Cinderella's daughter, and they quickly create a pair that is very reminiscent of like Mal and Evie, right? Kind of the same feel with those characters. The songs are pretty catchy. I thought they were catchier than the songs in part 3 were. Choreography was good. Overall, the storyline, it mostly worked for me. The ending didn't work that much, because it just kind of ended. There wasn't this big climax. There wasn't some big antagonist to overcome. Red, our protagonist, and Cinderella's daughter, our other protagonist, they kind of just complete the mission without any kind of real hurdle to overcome. This did set up a sequel, so maybe me saying that isn't all that fair, but I do like to have a movie that has a satisfying beginning, middle, and end, regardless of whether or not they're trying to set up a sequel. So that brought this movie down a couple notches. But like I said, the songs worked, the choreography worked, the new characters worked. There was a couple old characters in this film. Uma shows up, the fairy godmother shows up, and there's a nice tribute to Cameron Boyce in this movie. But overall, like I said, overall as an experience with my daughter, I enjoyed it. I had fun. The time travel plot, it felt very familiar. Time travel's a little tired at this point, but it also worked because we are traveling back in time to see very recognizable Disney villains that someone my age grew up watching on the silver screen. Are these different versions of them? Sure, but it's still recognizable and it's still fun. It was cool seeing Brandy back as Cinderella. For those who don't remember, Brandy played Cinderella, I think in the 90s. So this kind of felt like a loose continuation of that as well. Like I said, I'm never going to sit down and watch a Descendants movie without my daughter, but you could do a lot worse. This was a rather enjoyable time. For a 43-year-old male, it was a rather enjoyable time. It's better than, I don't know, it's better than those silly animation cartoons that I see on Netflix and things like that. So yeah, dads, you do worse. All right, guys, have you seen Descendants Rise of Red? If you have, let me know what you thought of it in the comments below. While you're down there commenting, subscribe to my channel, and until next time, we'll see you guys later.